My name is Viveka von Rosen. I'm known as the LinkedIn expert, and I'm just a social media evangelist. I love it. I love what it can do for people. I love the tools. I love the ease of use. I just love everything about social media. I think social media helps businesses thrive because it's just another form of communication. So where a business might have to invest money or time into more traditional forms of marketing, you might have to hire someone to put together a visually pleasing commercial or even postcard. On social media, it's just about communication. It's just about asking questions and listening to the answers. And everyone knows how to do that. And the reason I like it, particularly for small businesses, is we sometimes have more time than money when it comes to resources. And really, if you're talking about an investment in social media, you're talking about a time investment. And we do have that. Even a mother at home with children who might not feel like she has any time, but even she has the time to share about things she's excited about on, say, Facebook or Twitter or even LinkedIn. And that's really where the communications and the marketing starts with social media. Your blog. So a lot of people forego the blog because it's time consuming and it takes a little bit more effort to set up, especially if you want a well-branded blog. And yet it's the hub of the wheel. It's where you're going to send people to. It belongs to you. So whereas your Facebook page can get deleted by Facebook at any given time, and Twitter and LinkedIn, your blog belongs to you. It's the new website. So start with a blog. And the nice thing is, if you have anything that you're interested in, and of course it should be your business as well, then you have a platform to speak about. And I always say, if you think you're not an expert, you are. There's somebody somewhere is going to want to hear what you have to say. So blogging first and foremost. Of course, I like LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn works a little bit more effectively for a business-to-business type business. And having said that, these CEOs, these executive directors of nonprofits, they need volunteers, they need assistants, they need massage therapists. I need a massage therapist. So there's definitely room for service industries and business-to-consumer industries within LinkedIn as well. Twitter is one of my favorite tools. It's a little more time-consuming, but as a platform for positioning yourself as a thought expert, there's nothing can beat it. Probably 90% of my PR and marketing comes directly through Twitter. The newspaper articles, the radio shows, the TV interviews, they all come through Twitter, believe it or not. So I'm a huge, huge fan of Twitter. You have to be on Facebook. Almost everyone has to be on Facebook. There's 850 million users now. Maybe it's up to 900 million users. Almost 1 billion people on Facebook. You have to be there. You just have to be there. B2B, B2C, I don't care. And then video. Video's very important. So if you're not going to use YouTube. If you're not going to use YouTube, then think of Vidler or some other kind of video platform. But you've got to have some kind of video platform as well. If you don't want to shoot yourself, then use tools like Extra Normal. Create cute little cartoony type videos. But video is so important for that edge rank, it's called in Facebook, that stickiness of your content and of your posts. So I'd say those 5. And choose the one that's best for you right now. Learn it, invest some time in downloading ebooks and watching webinars, and really get one under your belt and then start to add the other ones in. Well, the reason I like LinkedIn is it makes sense to me. I'm a business professional, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've grown several of my businesses through face-to-face networking. So for me, face-to-face networking and business networking and going to networking events, that is a great and powerful way to grow your business. And LinkedIn is just a natural extension of that. It's an old boys club, it's an old girls club, it's referral based a lot of times, so it just makes sense. I don't like posting a lot of photos. I don't upload a ton of video myself. And so those particular products aren't as important for me. What is important for me is finding clients, customers, employees, vendors, referral partners that will help me move my business forward and that I can hopefully help them move their businesses forward. And so again, LinkedIn is a perfect platform for that because it's business focused. And for me, that's important. I think my secret mission, my secret goal is I really want to empower women in their lives. You know, I'm a woman, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a small business owner, and my life has changed 180% since I started on social media. I mean, it has just exploded through the stratosphere. I'm doing everything I ever wanted to do. Even my relationship I met him online. I mean, everything has changed because of social media for me. And I see it as being such a tool of empowerment for women. So if I can help women grow their businesses, grow their lives, grow their relationships through the use of social media, then that's what I want to do is just empower people through the use of social media. So for me, you know, globally, it's the same thing. I want to see women empowered. I want to see women in third world countries empowered. I want to see women, you know, who haven't had a voice before empowered. I want to see women who have felt disempowered because they're at home with the kids feel like they have a voice again. So if there's any way on a global level that I can help women to position themselves in the third world, in America, in Canada, in Mexico, you know, I don't care. That's the great thing about social media. There are no borders. If there's some way we can get their voices heard so that, you know, it affects us on a global scale. It affects our economy on a global scale. That's what I want, so that women feel that they can write and share their stories and that they're being heard so that they can support themselves financially, especially in situations where they're feeling trapped by their economy, by their marriages, by their jobs. I mean, that's big scale, but I think it can be done. And of course, I'm not the only one out there who can do it. That's the great thing is there are so many amazing people giving this information away for free. Mari Smith on Facebook is a good example. Andrea Vall on Facebook. Lori, I forget her last name. Lori Gama on Twitter. I know I'm just mentioning women here, but you know, Denise Wakeman with blogging. So there are role models too for these women to look up to. And I think where women have the edge over men is we're more natural communicators. You know, so that's not what we have to learn. We don't have to learn the inherent skill of communication. We just have to learn how to get on a platform and use it to communicate. So it's not even an uphill battle, I don't think. I remember when my life changed exactly. I was sitting in my office at a job. It was okay, I liked it. And I was on Twitter, and someone had told me about this book, The Go-Giver. So I had read it and fallen in love with it. Now, Go-Giver is not about social media at all, and yet to me it just encompassed the whole feel, the whole culture, the whole theory of social media, which is to give and to share and to help. And I just thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could talk to Bob Burg? Like, what is the possibility of talking to Bob Burg? So I put it out there. I said, first of all, does anyone know if Bob Burg is on Twitter? Because the Twitter search engine wasn't very good at the time. So a couple of my friends said, yes, he's at Bob Burg. Duh. So then I put out, I wonder if at Bob Burg would grant me an interview. I am not kidding you. It was probably less than 5 minutes before I got a private message, a DM from Bob saying, sure, here's my phone number. Like, what were the chances of that? So I did a little happy dance in my office, and I took a couple deep breaths, and before I chickened out, I gave him a call. And we talked on the phone. The first time, 20 or 30 minutes, once I could start breathing again. And, you know, after I was, you know, ebulliently over the top, I love you. And we set up an interview, and after the interview, he invited me to what was then the XBM, the Extreme Business Makeover event. And it's probably, I think this was 4 years ago. And going to that event, meeting Bob face-to-face, meeting a lot of my heroes at the time face-to-face, just shifted everything for me. I saw what was possible. Within a year, I had quit my job and started doing social media full-time, teaching and training on social media full-time. And so to come back to the conscious business part of it, oh boy, I could go on and on. First of all, the Go-Giver is it's about giving, it's about sharing value, it's about putting yourself out there, and I love giving it away. And giving it away has brought me more than you can possibly imagine. You know, it's kind of funny. I was going to write a book on the law of attraction in social media, because to me, there's something very similar about that. You know, what you put out there, you attract. So if you put out there positivity, if you put out there giving and sharing and uplifting and encouraging and empowering, it's amazing how much you get back of that. And then the synchronicity. I'll be thinking about someone and they'll tweet me just out of the blue. It's crazy. Or I'll be thinking, you know, I really would love to meet that Mari Smith chick. And the next thing I know, someone says, have you met Mari yet? You two should do something together. And then we do something together. So it's unbelievably powerful. And it all comes back to using the Go-Giver as a guide or a manual to how to do social media right. Are there people who abuse social media? Of course. Are there the spammers and the scammers? Of course there are. There always will be. But the folks who do it right, I mean, almost everyone I know who's stuck with it, their lives have changed in just unimaginable, unbelievably, and usually positive ways. So I can't, you know, like I said, I'm an evangelist. I can't thank social media enough, and I can't thank Bob Burg enough for having such an effect on my life. You know, for me, vision is taking down the boxes. As a woman, as women, we've had certain boxes, what we can and can't do. You know, as Americans, certain boxes of what we can and can't do. You know, as speakers, as professionals, things we can and can't do. So for me, vision is just taking down the sides of those boxes to clear that view, so we can actually start to see beyond the expectations, to unlearn, you know, unlearn other people's expectations of us. So I guess that's not very concise, but I think that's what I would call vision. You know, I don't know yet. I'll be honest with you, I don't know yet. Obviously, giving women a more powerful voice would be a great legacy. I think it's going to be beyond that. I think you know, even though I'm the LinkedIn expert, I hope to one day move beyond LinkedIn. And so I think eventually it will have something to do with empowering and giving a voice to the voiceless. You know, because I am passionate about it, because I am fairly empathetic, and so when we work together, you know, your desires in a way become my desires. So I do try and put myself 100% into your success, and because I've done it myself. You know, so I know where you've been. Hopefully I know where you're going to, and we can take that trip together. Don't ever discount someone else's efforts to reach out to you. You know, you never ever know, and you can never ever guess where one little tweet might lead. I actually got that from selling cars. You know, never making an assumption about the person that you were selling a car to. But it's, as I said, some of the most amazing relationships that I've created in my life came through a simple retweet or a simple question. If I'd ignored that individual, if I'd made an assumption about who they are, who they were because of their avatar or their name, I would have been lacking something very rich in my life. So yeah, just be open to those opportunities and those relationships.